Shalom everybody, this is Rabbi Yaakov Trump and I'm here to reflect together with you on the survey which so many of you took. What survey? Well, a few weeks ago, as we created a new minyan, we took the 9 o'clock minyan, the 9:30 minyan, and we merged them into the 9:15 minyan with a mission. We've really had a run of 2 incredible weeks together where the room has been packed. It's wonderful to see the demographics and the simchas we've been sharing across the room, and really has been a beautiful thing. We thank all the leadership that so many people have taken, the Gabbai and the Balei Kriya, the individuals who've made this a special place to be and continue to make it a special place to be. When we did that, the shul sent out a survey, and one of the questions in that survey was, what makes a minyan important to you? What's the value to you in a minyan? And we received a lot of answers. We thank the many tens of people who responded and really shared with us what really matters to them when it comes to making a minyan. And we take that seriously. Let's think about this from the following perspective. Before sharing the results, it reminds me a little bit of a Rashi, which appears in Parshas Pinchas. And what Rashi says is the following. He's describing the conversation that's had between God and Moshe Rabbeinu. Already, actually, Moshe initiates the conversation. When Moshe turns to Hashem, Moshe is about to pass away, and he says, Yifkor Hashem Elokei Ruchos lekol basar ish al ha'edah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the God of all spirits, of all flesh, please place command a man over the community. Rashi says that's a very strange appellation. Why is Yoshua calling Hashem by this name right now? And he explains that the reason why it's necessary is because he wants Hashem to appoint a leader who can understand the complexity of every individual. In Rashi's own words, he says, Hashem, you know, that everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different nuance and a different facet of the puzzle. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu try to help find a leader who's going to be able to pull that all together. And it always makes me think is that we as a Jewish community are multifaceted. We have so many different perspectives, and so it's so interesting to see what matters to one person doesn't necessarily matter to another person, and what matters to that person may not matter to a third person. But together we all cobble that together to create community. Even though we may have very different values, even in what a minyan is and should be, we're proud to be and to form all of those ideas into one minyan, into one community. That's the value and the beauty of a Jewish community. So what we did is we took all the answers that we received and we turned it into a word cloud. Now the way a word cloud works is that it makes the words that were chosen more frequently larger. So just by looking at the word cloud, you can automatically see, at least anecdotally, without the precise numbers, what matters the most of all the different values that we talked about when it comes to minyan. So I'd like to share that with you for a moment and make a few observations. So here we go. Here is our word cloud over here. And you can see this. These are the values that were shared by you. These are what many different people responded. Let's take a look at it a little closer. You'll notice that the most important 3 values, the 3 largest or 4 largest words, are the warm atmosphere, the decorum, the Balei Tefillah, and just slowly as a short fourth comes timeliness and maybe even drasha there. So these are different ideas that matter to different people. Clearly warm atmosphere being the most, decorum coming in second there as well. Now what's fascinating is on a number of levels to think about this. Number one is that in terms of what is within our sphere of control. So yes, it is true that the drasha, and I'm really happy that the drasha did feature there, in all honesty, the drasha is in the rabbi's sphere of control to try to work on. And yes, the Balei Tefillah are something which is in the control of the Gabbaim and the Balei Kriya, in the realm of the Gabbaim and those volunteers who step forward for that. But if you think about the other values, 2 of the top values, decorum and the warm atmosphere, that is not in the department necessarily of the rabbi or the Gabbaim. That is in the realm of responsibility of the entire people as well. That's something we all share the responsibility, which means the locus of control of change exists in ourselves, the whole community. We can make that better if we so choose to, together, because it doesn't just happen because of one individual, a group of individuals. It works because we all work together. Another important thing to notice is that many of these things, therefore, are related to volunteerism. The spirit of volunteerism. When we're making a new community and we're starting on something fresh, sometimes it's easy to know that everybody matters. And in a big community, sometimes one thinks one doesn't matter, but everybody very, very much does. So this is the moment to actually restart and rethink what volunteerism means and should mean. So please join me. Actually, in a few short weeks, we're going to be having a special launch where we're going to have opportunities and talk about the different volunteer opportunities we have in our shul to make yourself heard, to take the value that you have in you to make our shul that much more better of a place. And finally, the last value I think about when I see this incredible survey and the responses that you shared is patience. The notion of patience, and that is, if you look back at over here, the notion of a warm atmosphere, timeliness, balei tefillah, decorum, some of these things matter to some people and some of them matter to other people, but not everything matters to everyone all at the same time. And part of the beauty of a community is being able to be patient for those who may value something else than oneself. So for somebody, timeliness is the central value. To another person, warmth and good balei tefillah are important to them. And if we can have the patience for each other, then we can really create an incredible nexus of power and community and success. And we all want to be part of something successful. I thank everybody very much for taking the time, for taking this survey and caring to build, because we will build this together. Thank you very much and have a wonderful and meaningful Shabbos.